Just a couple reminders up front, folks. We always like to do these just before we get started. So, everyone, please remember the profits and performance shown today are not always typical, and you do have the possibility of losing money with trading in the market. Of course, the majority of the trades expressed today are based on trade alerts as issued by the optioneering team in the past, and not all traders took all trades. And so, of course, we cannot guarantee any future results. And what you're going to see here today are some of the best examples over the last few months using the benefit of hindsight. Of course, there were some bigger winners, there were some smaller winners, and of course, there were also some losers too. Every strategy has those. And since entry and exit points will vary depending on individual trade timing, the profits and performance will also vary amongst customers, even when receiving the same exact trade alert. So, folks, always make sure to trade at your own risk, and please see the terms on the TradeWinds homepage for more information. Now, with that said, my name is Blaine, optioneering team here. I'm the chief trading strategist, and I'm really excited to have you all here live in the room with us. And I want to personally welcome you to this kickoff event, this exclusive event for what we are calling the 100K Trading Income Challenge. Now, what this is, it's going to give you a little bit of a backstory about how it started. So it kind of all started with what I kind of think is somewhat of a crazy idea. Myself and other members of our optioneering team, not that long ago, were having a pretty spirited discussion about what it would take to potentially turn someone into a great trader. And eventually someone asked what I think is a pretty bold question. And they asked, is it possible to take a person off the street and turn them into a six-figure trader within just a year? And like I said, pretty bold question to really kind of throw that out there. Pretty lofty goals you're trying to set them up for. So that question kind of floated out there in the air for about a moment. And then finally, someone said, well, hey, let's find out. Why not? And with that, that is how our trading challenge for 2026 was born, the 100K Trading Income Challenge. Now, in just a moment, I'm going to share with you our predictions for markets here in the US for 2026, and most importantly, how you can copy our trading plan and make this your best trading year ever. That's the goal, right? But first, we have a special message from the man himself. You probably recognize him is the man who's won 10 trading championships throughout his trading career with audited real-time returns as high as 220%, 300%, even as much as 330%. Now, Chuck, he knows exactly what it takes to become a six-figure trader. In fact, he's done this multiple times throughout his trading career, and you probably know some of his backstory if you're familiar with Chuck. He actually started off with just $4,600 back in the 1980s, right when he was first getting trading career started. And in his first year alone, his trading profits totaled over $69,000, a pretty solid first year, but he kept at it, kept trading, and his account balance continued to grow, and so did his profits. And he actually earned a whopping $391,000 just in his second year alone. So a great way to follow up that really successful first year. Now, like I said, he's taken multiple small trading accounts over the years and run them up into six-figure stockpiles. He's done this several different times, and he's helped dozens of others out there actually copy and follow along with his success, transforming their own trading and changing their lives with his proven trading system. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. And we actually have a special message here that Chuck Hughes actually recorded for us. So I'm going to go ahead and play the special message from Chuck.
It's Chuck Hughes. And today we're kicking off our brand new trading income challenge for 2026. If your goal this year is to target real consistent trading income, this challenge is for you. I've been trading the markets for decades now, and over the years, I've figured out the ideal trading strategy to use in practically every market condition. That's crucial because the market environment in 2026 is likely to be very different from what we've seen these past few years. There is a shift coming, and plenty of inexperienced traders will get wiped out. But today, my team is going to show you the strategy we're using right now to target profits in times of increased volatility. And we're inviting you to join our brand new Trading Income Challenge for 2026. So if you're serious about taking your trading to the next level this year, pay close attention to this live training. And be sure to take advantage of the invite at the end. Now, one more thing. In the coming months, I'll be hosting a live, in-person, closed-door meeting in one of the most beautiful locations on the planet. And I'm hoping to see you there. So pay close attention to the rest of this online training for all the details. Let's make 2026 your best year ever.
Yeah, so folks, I really appreciate Chuck putting that message together to share with you all here today. And as I think you can probably see, the entire team, we're all really excited about this brand new trading challenge we're talking about here today. And we're going to get into all the details here in just a few moments. Now, again, for those of you who maybe just popped onto the webinar just in the past couple minutes, if you have not met me yet, if you don't know me yet, my name is Blane Markham, and I'm the Chief Trading Strategist and Chief Options Trader here at the Hughes Optioneering team. And I'm super excited to have you all live with us here today. And I'm really proud to say that I actually learned how to trade directly from Chuck himself. He was my mentor, he was my teacher in how to trade. And today, on behalf of our team, I want to go ahead and share with you our market predictions for 2026, what we anticipate is the most likely outcome. Now, to get this started off, I want you to go ahead and take a look at this quick graphic right here because this is going to be really helpful. So take this in, kind of see what is going on in this chart right here. You can see this is actually the yearly return for the S&P 500 broken down, going all the way back to 2006. It's broken out on a yearly basis. So you can see, certainly a lot of green in here. There's a couple red dots, a couple red little bubbles in there. So we certainly remember some of those down years there. Of course, 2008. You remember, a bit of a mixed year in 2018, and then of course, a significant sell-off in 2022, big bear market that year as well. But of course, you're looking at the past 3 years, three really nice green years. Now, so of course, you can see those 3 straight years of positive double-digit returns we've had in the past 3 years, 23, 24, and of course, we just closed and wrapped the year of trading in 25, really solid year. But if you actually look back just to the last time that occurrence happened, the last time that occurred was between 2019 and 2021. So we had 3 really strong years in a row, just a raging bull market, but it was followed up with a big dip the following year in 2022. You can see, of course, as I mentioned earlier, 22, S&P was actually down about 18.1% that year. So on top of that, this is what else actually really jumps out at this graphic to me, what really stands out. All 3 of these red years that you see in here, they're all highlighted with the arrows right here. All of these down years, they actually occurred during election, or most importantly, midterm election years. Now, 2026, as you well know, here in the United States, is a midterm election here in the U.S. So, writing, it could be on the wall for, the writing could be on the wall for this year, just kind of taking a look back at history over the past couple decades, what has happened here recently. So, we could be looking at a potentially massive market correction or, possibly even a crash, but likely a lot of volatility to be expected here in 2026. But that doesn't mean that it's exactly that's how it has to work out. It could work out to be the exact opposite. We could continue to see rapid advancements in AI, brand new discoveries, continue to fuel this bull market that's been largely fueled by AI and that, growth in that space, and continue to push markets higher throughout the rest of 2026. It's impossible to know. Nobody has a crystal ball, and nobody knows with 100% certainty. So there's definitely some uncertainty ahead. We just anticipate we're likely due for some volatility. And so that's why our biggest prediction for 2026 can really be summed up with just that one word, volatility. That's what we're expecting. And, volatility, it sounds pretty scary, and rightfully so. With good reason, it sounds scary. There's been a lot of times in the past, you maybe have felt this yourself, that volatility has absolutely wrecked some traders' portfolios out there. It certainly has the potential to do that. And that's why today we're actually doing something really special for you since you attended here today. So if you're one of the first 100 people to apply for our 2026 Trading Challenge here today, you're going to be getting our brand new trading plan for 2026 absolutely for free. It's a volatility report. You can see it right there. And this is going to be a free guide that you get, again, just for being one of those first 100 folks. And you're going to discover the #1 strategy the top traders, including our team, are going to be using here in 2026 to help try and find winning opportunities regardless what the market is doing in the backdrop. So again, this is going to be yours absolutely free today if you're one of those first few people to request it. And we're going to get to tell you here in just a few moments exactly how to do that. We're going to get to it. But just first, I want to go ahead and show you the results of a strange trading experiment that was performed by Chuck not that long ago during a highly volatile time period in the market. So let's rewind. We're talking about past performance in the market over the past several years. So let's rewind back to 2020. So we all remember this year probably pretty well. A lot of things going on, as you probably remember. A large pandemic was going on, kind of threw a bit of a wrench in things a little bit everywhere. I think we all remember that quite well. You can see the cover of Time magazine down there. And then once we got to the end of the year, they had another cover that actually referred to 2020 as the worst year ever. Some people might share that sentiment out there. And while that might seem a little bit overly dramatic looking back on it in hindsight now, it certainly was a rough year for traders and investors in the market. It was a very volatile year. You probably remember a substantial sell-off we had right at the beginning of the year. And despite that, during that year, Chuck, he actually took a small trading account. He seeded with just $4,600, just like he did at the start of his trading career. And he actually ran it up to over $83,119, falling just a little bit short of turning it to a six-figure account during that year. But again, substantial growth coming off a $4,600 base. And now I'm very easily convinced that he could have turned this into a six-figure account within a year had he seeded the account, we'll say, just a little bit larger, trading capital at the beginning. But he really wanted to start off with that $4,600 just to try and prove a point. Just, it's given that's how much he started off with back in the 80s. He was trying to repeat exactly what he did back in 1985 specifically, starting off again with just $4,600 in 85, and he ran that account all the way up to $69,000 and $69,030. And then ultimately, he found some great success again in that following year. Like I mentioned earlier, he ran it up to $391,000 in his second year alone. Now, of course, if somebody does something once, who's to say? Maybe they just got lucky. Maybe they were in the right place at the right time. It's really hard to say. It certainly could have been a fluke. There's that possibility. But if they're able to do something twice, well, again, it could be a coincidence. Maybe they still were benefiting from, some kind of good luck and some situational things like that. It certainly could be a coincidence. But here's the thing. What if somebody does something 25 times in a row? Now, let me explain to you exactly what happened over the last 25 years. And we're going to share some more details on that here in a minute. So when you add up all of the live trade alert signals that our members have enjoyed over the past 25 years, you can see this. It's shown on the table over here on the right-hand side. You can see them broken out by year, including some of the market conditions that were felt during those times as well. But you can see we've had 25 years of live trade alert signals that we've provided to our members, giving them the opportunity to profit every single year for the past 25 years. That's 2.5 decades without a single down year mixed in anywhere. You can see that shown in the track record over there on the right. And again, like I said, we've done this despite all different types of market conditions, whether it's been a raging bull market like we've seen in the past 3 years, or whether it's been, if you look back to 2008, if you look back to 2020 and some of the sell-offs related to the pandemic, or, of course, even earlier in the early 2000s, the dot-com crash, all these different things, or even some of these consolidative type markets where they're just trading sideways, whether it's been, a bear market, years of chop, raging bull market, we've provided all these winning opportunities and trade alerts to our members over the years, despite these, very varied market conditions. Now, I want to point out one thing here too, is that I want you to notice that the minimum profit in any given year has been six figures or more every single year. Again, you can see that shown in the track record over there. You won't find a single year with less than a minimum profit opportunity over there, less than six figures. And it's, generally closer to, 300,000 in profit opportunities there. That's generally about the smallest they get, and they go up from there. And, it's because of that track record I just shared there with you that we can confidently stand behind our newest challenge, the 100K Trading Income Challenge. That's why we felt so confident to go ahead and bring up this challenge and put it out there. And it's this track record. It really has helped so many of our top students in the past, achieve extraordinary success. Just like Helen here. I want to go ahead and introduce you to Helen. So she said it herself, that she was losing money when she tried her own hand at the markets, when she was trying to kind of manage things herself, without kind of really a North Star or guide. She didn't really have a strategy or a plan that she was following. And she said, this is what she said herself. She said, I saw red before Chuck, of course, referring to the profit loss in her account right there. And again, you can see a snapshot in her account statement there below. You see all of the red in the gain loss column right there. A lot of negative performance, not really what you want to see trying to find success in the markets right there. Now, once she started trading Chuck strategies, once she started implementing them herself, excuse me, and started, trading with these. You can see she was clearly back in the black, up over $30,000. You can see she quickly found some very, very strong success there. A great turnaround. I really, really love Helen's story right there. And I want to introduce you to another one of our past star students here. This is Dan. And Dan said this. He said, I've been averaging $29,900 a month for over a 4-year period, and I have the tax returns to prove it. And take a look. He actually sent us in a snapshot of these tax returns showing some of those absolutely incredible results he found following and implementing Chuck's strategies himself in the markets. Just an incredible result there. And then how about James and Patricia here from New Jersey? You can see that they told us this, that we've never been this successful following Chuck and his family. After starting with just about $5,900, we saw up $212,217 in profits in just 2 years' time. And in fact, again, they also included their account statement here showing some of those incredible gains right there. You can see them shown and circled in the bottom right-hand corner there. Now, of course, these are just a few of our most successful students from the past. And as you can see, many of them have generated well over 6 figures in trading profits. And once they started trading these strategies. Now, of course, we're not making any guarantees. It's impossible to make any type of promises with the market. There's certainly always some risk involved, and you should know that trading is, of course, inherently risky, and nobody has a crystal ball. We certainly all know that. But here today, folks, we are truly pulling out all of the stops for you. We're putting all of our resources behind you in the hopes that you will become our next 6-figure success story. We really want to make as many of these success stories as possible. And before we continue, I want to go ahead and stress to you the exclusivity of what we're about to share with you here today. This is going to be something that's completely new and different from anything you may have seen before. This is not going to be just another trading service, not just another trading indicator, any type of trade picker, stock screener, complicated program, anything like that. Nothing like that. Now, don't get me wrong. All those things I just described, it's not to diminish those or talk down on those, because they all can be fantastic and really great tools when used in the right hands and used in the right way. But in order to maximize your chances of success in what is shaping up to likely be a pretty extremely volatile year, that's what we think is likely what we're in for. We're going to be inviting you to take part in something wildly different than all what that I just described there. So this secret, behind the success, of so many of our top students from the past, it really has been kind of hidden behind closed doors up until right here, right now. Now, the simple fact is this. Many of our most successful students from the past used a special trading program that is available by invite only. Now, this is not something that you can, go to a website online and place your order, put it in the cart and check out. This is not just another trading service or another indicator. But if you're 100% serious about the goal of becoming our next 6-figure trading success story in 2026, I believe that this is going to be the obvious solution. That's what I believe. Now, I'm talking about our private wealth group. Now, if you get accepted into the private wealth group, you're going to enjoy access to an exclusive level of trade alerts not available anywhere else out there. Again, this is not going to be available in any of our other trade alert programs or anything like that. So it's going to be trade alerts just like these right here. So this is one for CVX right here. This is a 128.3% profit opportunity that occurred in just 14 days' time. You can see the big move there. How about this one here for Humana? This was a 185.6% profit opportunity, again, in just 13 days' time here for Humana. How about this one here for Akamai, big software stock here? This is 191.2% profit opportunity for Akamai, 26 days' time. 228.7% profit opportunity here on DVA in 22 days' time. Here's one for KLAC, big semi-cap equipment company. This stock has just been an absolute rocket ship lately. You can see this one here. This was a 617% profit opportunity in 29 days on KLAC. Now, if you just think about it, just to put some context around this, just $1,000 invested on each of those trades right there could have turned into a total of $18,508. Now, as great as that sounds, let's say we're starting with, say, a little bit larger starting capital and put down, call it $5,000 on each one of those trades there. That could have turned into a total of $92,549. Now, of course, not all trades work out quite this well. We know that there's certainly some risk involved with trading, and there's going to be some losing trades along the way. But keep in mind, it only takes 3 consecutive 100% plus winners in order to 10x your starting capital. So here's an example of this right here. Just a little quick graph kind of breaking this down. So let's just say, for example, you start off with, say, $1,200. Say maybe you have a smaller account, you're just getting started, starting off with $1,200. Well, let's say that the first trade, hypothetically, you end up having some great success in the trade. You end up having 120% winner. Well, if after that first trade there, your account balance would then be sitting at $2,640. Well, let's say you followed up that first trade with another great second trade that ended up being a 105% winner. Well, after that trade there, you're sitting at $5,412. So, seeing some pretty substantial account growth already after just the first two trades. Well, let's say, just again, say that you have a third trade in a row and say that that one comes out to, say, 122% gain on that trade right there. That would grow that account balance then after that third trade there all the way up to $12,014, thus 10xing that account balance from that starting balance of when you just started just three trades ago down at $1,200. So that's just a quick example, just showing you kind of the math about how this compounding can happen pretty quickly if you have a string of some nice winners there. Now, of course, there will be smaller winners, certainly, and there will be losing trades mixed in as well. But here's another great example of another great winner. This one here was for NVO Novo Nordisk. This was a 44.3% profit opportunity after just 3 days' time. Here's one for Welltower. This is a 79.5% profit opportunity that happened after just 9 days' time. Here's one for FCX. This is Freeport McMoran here. You see a 104.5% profit opportunity again after just 5 trading days there. Now, again, of course, these examples are some of our very best trades from the past, and certainly these results cannot promise future success or profits or shield against losses. But what they can do is we provide these because they can give you an idea of what is possible within our private wealth group. Now, with these special trades, they were only available to the members inside of our private wealth group. You had to be in the private wealth group in order to get access to these trade ideas. And today, we're doing something really special. We're opening up applications for our private wealth group here today. We're opening it up for you. And this is going to be a very special offer that we're making as a part of the 6-figure trading income challenge that we're also kicking off this week as well. That's because we believe the private wealth group members have the absolute best shot at becoming our next 6-figure success story in 2026. But here's fair warning, folks. You, again, like I mentioned earlier, you cannot just slap down your credit card or buy your way into the private wealth group. You can't just go to a website and add the private wealth group into your cart and check out. Nothing like that. You must first apply for consideration, and most likely not everybody who applies will get accepted to the private wealth group either. So we want only people that are going to take their trading very seriously. We're going to try and learn everything about these strategies. These are the type of folks we want, really, really serious traders. Whether you're a beginner or really experienced trader, we just want somebody who's going to take the trading seriously. That's the biggest thing. So if you're ready to start the application now, we're going to go ahead and post that link in the chat for you. I think Helene just posted that link right there. Or if you want to go ahead and get your application started, you can also go to tradewins.com/PWG. Of course, you can click the link again in the chat, or you can call our team directly. That's actually the most direct way to get your application started. Just go ahead and give them a call at the 310-647-5664 number right there. Now, right now, folks, I'd like to go ahead and bring on our special guest here today. I'm really excited to have him joining here live, and he's going to have to tell you why the Private Wealth Group has helped so many regular folks turn into 6-figure success stories, just like we're hoping to do for you all here, give you the opportunity for that here today. And with that, let me go ahead and introduce Nathan Campos, who helps us run the Private Wealth Group. Nathan, welcome in. I'm really excited to have you here today.
Thanks, Blaine. I'm excited to be here. I'll have to admit to you, I've been taking a few minutes here, looking through all the people that are with us. So many familiar faces, clients that have been with us for years that continue to stay loyal to you and Chuck and Helene, and it's special. So I appreciate you taking the time. I see Andrew in Miami, Tom Huey, Steve in upstate New York. A lot of familiar faces. For those here that don't know me yet, I should say, my name is Nathan Campos. I've had the privilege, the honor of working shoulder to shoulder with Chuck and his optioneering team for the last 20 years. I have an entire team who help guide folks through Chuck's private wealth group along with me. These team members, a few of them, Brad, Sylvester, Ed, Scott, and Lewis, combined, this team has 61 years of experience in guiding private wealth group members. Add this to my own personal experience working alongside Chuck, we have more than 80 years of experience, specifically with Chuck's private wealth group. Now, all this time, we've always shared one singular mission: to bridge the gap. Let's face it, everyone on this call knows how well Chuck and his team have done in the markets. He's won 10 trading championships. You've seen how Chuck and his team have generated profitable live trade alerts for 25 years in running. Heck, you've even seen how Chuck started a brand new account with just $4,600 and turned it into over $83,000. You've met a few of Chuck's top students. Real people just like you who are growing wealthy by following Chuck's trading plans. But there's still a gap. On the left, we've got all of Chuck's incredible success, his personal profits, his team's track record, and his growing body of successful students. And on the right, we've got you. Maybe you're new to trading. Maybe you've been doing this for years. But for whatever reason, you just haven't been able to achieve the success and rewards you deserve. Many of Chuck's other students have done it, so why not you? To help bridge the gap, we've partnered with Chuck and founded the Private Wealth Group. Today, we are inviting you to apply for consideration into the Private Wealth Group. This is how we bridge the gap that can take you from where you are now to where you want to be. The goal of making you one of Chuck's next six-figure success stories. People like George, who told us he doubled his $85,000 IRA, passing $170,000 in 6 months, and then doubled it again, passing $340,000 the next 3 months. Or Dr. Ted, who reported starting with $100,000 and in 7 months with no extra deposits was up over 100%. It went from 100,000 to 200,000 and then touched 260. That's over $140,000 profit in only 1 year. Absolutely incredible. Keep in mind, these are some of Chuck's best students, and their results can't promise future success, but they do demonstrate what is possible with the level of support and attention you'll receive inside the Private Wealth Group.
Yeah, Nathan, I really appreciate you breaking that down. I always love to hear some of the success stories too. I mean, those are some of our absolute favorites, and I'm really glad we could share them here today. Now, folks, Nathan and his team, they really have been one of our secret weapons that have helped propel many of our most successful students in the past from where they, to where they are now here today. And that's because when you join the Private Wealth Group, you're not just getting a proven roadmap on one of the best strategies to go after these six figures of trading income here in 2026, and you're also not only getting exclusive live trade alerts handpicked by Chuck, myself, and the rest of our team. On top of that, you're also getting what I think is equally important. You're getting a proven trading coach working for you in your corner, there to help you out. And this is an absolute rarity in 2026, but members of the Private Wealth Group have a direct hotline to our dedicated support team. So anytime you have a question, whether it's about how to place a trade, when we're looking to get in or out of a trade, anything like that, a strategy question, we're here to help. We want you to call in. We want you to, get in touch with our team because we're here to help. So you're going to have that trusted trading coach on the other end of the phone line, someone who's, very happily to sit there patiently guiding you through everything about these strategies, the trade setups, everything like that, help to guide you through every step of the process. Now, I also want to bring this up, is that there are multiple programs under the umbrella of the Private Wealth Group. So when you go ahead and apply for consideration, you're going to hear from Nathan and his team about each and every single one of the programs that is included in the Private Wealth Group. And then from there, you can decide which one is the best fit for you. Or like many of our top students from the past have done, you can decide to bundle some of them together. You can decide to take multiple programs, bundle them all together inside of your Private Wealth Group membership. And this can help to exponentially increase your trading opportunities and shortcut your goal to targeting six figures trading income in 2026. Now let's go ahead and take a look at some of these closed trades here. These are just from one of the services available inside of the Private Wealth Group. Now, I'll say this is a little small, and the reason it's a little small is because we're going so far back to show you the long track record of success of this. It's showing you every month broken down, on a monthly basis going back for a full 3 years. So you can see it's going all the way back to 2022. And the very best month actually saw an incredible 1,826% average return potential for all the closed trades from just that one singular month. Just that 1 month alone had that incredible of a result. You can see it shown right there. Now, members who took every single trade that month would have been, I think, rightfully so, smiling year to year. That should be a type of return opportunity that everybody should be really fired up about. Now, here's another track record from one of the services, again, available inside of the private wealth group here. So these are also, again, a little bit smaller of an image here because we're going very far back. We're going back a number of years here, showing these closed trade results here. And for this particular service, we've actually only had one losing month on record, and that's actually going all the way back to 2010. So you think about that. Everything that's happened between now and 2010, only 1 month out of all of those months was it actually, did we have a slight losing month? And this, there were, just a very minor loss. So here we're, accounting even for the isolated small loss here. But if you add up all the rest from, just that 1 year, you can see all the other great months just from this past year here, there, including that small loss from November of 25 last year. The annual total return last year was a whopping 1,679%, or if you break that out to a monthly average, that averages out to about 139% per month on average. So even with that small loss included, still a great monthly average here broken down for last year. And we're still not finished. We still have some more to share with you here because another service, again, available inside of the private wealth group, recently had an incredible 1,850% return on a single trade that lasted, get this, just 8 days time, 8 days. So imagine putting $1,000 on the trade and then closing it out just a little over a week later for $18,050 or $500, excuse me. So $18,500 just a little over a week later. That's exactly what our members had the opportunity to do when they took this trade inside the private wealth group. So again, say maybe you had a little bit larger starting capital. Say you put down $10,000 on the specific trade setup that we sent out to our members only, and then seeing $185,000 in your account just simple 8 days later. Now, again, keep in mind, these are past results and they cannot guarantee or promise future profits. But, with these kinds of results that we're sharing with you today, these are the reason that we want to offer the 6-figure trading income challenge here to you all today. Open this challenge up for you. And again, this challenge is reserved exclusively for members of our private wealth group. So folks that join the private wealth group, you'll be able to participate in the 100K trading income challenge. And Nathan, I think we all feel this way, that the private wealth group is almost a bit of an unfair advantage when it comes to trading in some of the markets, some of the opportunities we're able to share with our members, and we really think it could help to save you years of struggle, and also help to prevent thousands of dollars lost due to simple trading mistakes that you would avoid with some experience when it comes to the markets. And remember, you cannot simply just buy your way into the private wealth group. It's not just something you can just check out online, put it in your cart and check out. You must first, again, apply for consideration, and it's not likely that everyone who applies will be accepted. So again, if you're ready to go ahead and start your application here now, we're going to go ahead and post that link in the chat again for you. I know Helene's going to post that in there. You can also go to tradewinds.com/PWG, or also call in directly. Speak to Nathan and the team here today. Go ahead and call them at 310-647-5664 to go ahead and get that application under consideration and processing. Now, remember, anyone who takes action here today and applies for the private wealth group will get the details on our 6-figure trading income challenge. Plus, if you're one of the first 100 people, like we mentioned today, if you're one of those first 100 people to go ahead and apply for the 2026 trading income challenge here today, you're also going to be getting our trading plan for 2026 absolutely for free. It's a volatility report, just like we talked about earlier. That's going to be yours absolutely for free, just for taking the time to apply today. And on top of that, we also have 2 more bonuses that we also wanted to throw in there for you today to really sweeten the pot, really make this one heck of a deal for you. Now, to really put a bow on this 2026 6-figure trading income challenge, it only really makes sense to celebrate this with the 6-figure view. Just like you can see right here, beautiful Big Sur coast right here, Bixby Bridge is what we're showing right there. Just incredible scenery. So we're actually planning to meet in Monterey, California, one of the most beautiful destinations on the planet. It truly is just an absolutely gorgeous area if you've never checked it out. And during this private closed door event, you're actually going to get the chance to rub shoulders with other successful traders, members of our private wealth group, and discover new trading strategies and meet the Hughes optioneering team in person as well. But again, since this is an actual in-person event, space is going to be extremely limited. So you should go ahead and apply for the private wealth group immediately to go ahead and secure your spot in Monterey, California for this great event we're going to be hosting. So please go ahead and click that link in the chat to go ahead and start your application process if you want to go ahead and try and join the private wealth group here today. Again, you can also go to tradewinds.com/PWG to go ahead and get your application underway and in process as well. And again, you can also call the team directly at 310-647-5664 if you want to go ahead and get your application underway that way as well. Now, again, like I said, that was not just the only bonus. We also have another bonus we're throwing in as well. I think you're really, really going to enjoy this one. I want to go ahead and give you all a special gift, again, to anyone that goes ahead and joins the private wealth group today. If you apply, you get accepted, you join the private wealth group here today during the special enrollment window we have open here today. You're going to be getting access to a special high-powered trading algo that's personally for us has made trading so much easier, and I think you're going to find the same. That's because with just a few clicks, you can install this indicator and see what today's buy signals are. You can see the alerts for this is a snapshot of exactly what it looks like running in the Thinkorswim software right here. So you can see the buy signal shown over there on the left. You can see Ford, you can see Meta, Microsoft, O'Reilly on that particular day. So it automatically flags all of the buy signals that the algorithm has picked up on that day. So it flags them over there in a list for you. You can see them showing up on the chart. So you click the buy signals over there on the left. It sends them, auto-populates them automatically to the chart there for you. So you can see the buy signal popping up there with the green arrow. So you can see it instantly populating once you click that. That's exactly how it works. You can see the automatic set profit targets and stop losses that this algo has specifically designed for these individual setups there. So it's just an absolutely incredible trading program. We love it. We use this all the time here. We've actually used this to spot a number of different setups in the past for our private wealth group members. Some of the top setups in recent years. So this is one that we really, really like using. Of course, you can see the stop loss and profit targets also listed there up in the upper left-hand corner too. So it's just a really, really great trading tool. We created this tool for our own team. Again, like I said, we use it all the time. We think it has made trading so much easier, faster, and honestly a bit more fun because you don't have to sit there for hours and hours on end, looking through chart after chart, trying to find those setups. It does a lot of the legwork and hard work for you. So it's just a great tool. And again, so if you go ahead and you join the private wealth group here today, this is going to be yours. If you get accepted into the private wealth group, if you get signed up today, it's just being thrown as an added bonus for you today. And just think about it like this to show you the just immense value that this is offering. Just this year alone, we're planning to charge anywhere from say $2,000 to $4,000 for access to just that indicator alone that you're going to be getting for free if you go ahead and sign up for the private wealth group today. So, we're planning, charge between $2,000 to $4,000 up to $4,000 for access to this here in 26. You're going to get it absolutely for free for just joining the private wealth group here today. So I think it's an absolute steal of a deal when you consider some of the trades just like these that it's spotted in the past. You can see this one right here. This is a 116% gain in just 5 days' time. Here's one for Qualcomm. This is a 72% gain in 9 days' time right here. You can see right here another one for O'Reilly. This is a 218% gain in only 3 days' time. You can see the buy signal there. Stock quickly accelerated right up into those profit targets. So it was a great setup it spotted on that one right there. And so this one alone right here would have been enough to have flipped $2,500 into $7,964 in just 72 hours. So you can see that setup right there. And again, we're going to be giving you access to this powerful trading indicator here, the algo power tool, absolutely for free once you're accepted into the private wealth group here today. Now, Nathan, I know many of the folks watching this event right now, they're probably going to be going ahead and applying, submitting their applications to be joining the private wealth group here today. So can you go ahead and share with everyone, kind of what things look like, what the process is, after someone goes ahead and joins the private wealth group here today?
Yeah, absolutely, Blaine, and great job, explaining that Copilot, that indicator. That is a powerful, powerful tool. And as a matter of fact, people, I just want to make sure everybody understands. Behind me here are all of our staff right now are currently with people that are calling in. If you get our voicemail, please leave a message. We will get back to you very, very quickly, or you can click that link to schedule an appointment. Helene has posted that twice. Thank you, Helene. But yeah, let me get into this. Right out of the gate, you're going to start receiving hand-picked trade alerts available only to Private Wealth Group members. Okay? Trades like these. 146.8% profit opportunity KO in 18 days. 125.4% profit opportunity HCA in just 4 days. Remember, these trade alerts are only available to Private Wealth Group members, so you never need to worry about too many people taking the same trade. In your very first week, you'll have the opportunity to target a quick 30, 50, or even 100% gain. Now, that's not a promise, of course, but those kinds of gains happen all the time inside the Private Wealth Group. Case in point, 43.5% profit opportunity MTB in just 2 days. 92.8% profit opportunity LEN in just 5 days. 104.5% profit opportunity LOGI in only 6 days. You'll get the alerts directly from Chuck and his team, sent to you by text message and or email, but that's only the beginning. After you receive your first trade alert, myself, me personally, or one of my trusted coaches will call you on the phone and walk you step by step through your first trade. We're not leaving anything to chance, folks. There's no guesswork. There's no unanswered questions. Having an experienced trader working with you one-on-one like this can dramatically shorten your learning curve with the opportunity to propel you to success years ahead of schedule.
Yeah, Nathan, that's absolutely right. And folks, remember the Private Wealth Group is, what we think of as our springboard that has helped to launch so many of our other successful students from the past. Just like Mark here, who told us this. He said, in less than 6 months, my after commission profits totaled $100,031.57. That's like $20,000 a month. And that, again, that's on an estimated 250K investment stake right there. But you can see the snapshot of his account right there showing some of those incredible returns Mark was able to enjoy. And how about Rod here, a retired pharmacist? He told us this. He said, I can enjoy my time on other things I enjoy. I'm up 300 to 400% in just 3 to 6 months' time. So less than a year, just 36 months' time, you can see that translated actually to being up over $173,000 during that period of time. So just incredible results right there that Rod was able to enjoy. And then how about Jerry right here from California who told us this? He said, using what I learned from Chuck, my investments made $136,600 in 11 weeks. So $136,000 annualizes to over 200% per year on my active investment accounts. And my trades are continuing to succeed even in this crazy market. And Jerry continued on to say further that thanks to Chuck, my house and 3 cars are paid for. I just bought a new travel trailer for cash, and we enjoyed 2 weeks on Grand Cayman, and our lives are enriched daily thanks to Chuck. Just absolutely incredible story. We always love to hear those success stories just like there. And get to share some of those with you as well. In just a moment, I'm actually going to be sharing a couple of trade ideas that we're tracking right here, right now for our Private Wealth Group members. Now, we're not going to share all the full details of the specific setups, but we're going to break down, what the setup is, kind of what we like about some of the charts. And again, that's just our gift from me to you, just for you taking the time out of your day to join us here today on this live webinar. We really appreciate you all being here. And so just want to give you that free gift just for being here live. But before we get to that, I want to go ahead and hear this from you. How would your life potentially change if we could help you to target 6 figures from your own trading in 2026? So if you're able to target 6 figures in trading income from your trading in 2026, how would that change your own personal life? There's no wrong answers here. Would it help to finally give you some room to breathe potentially, or help to eliminate the stress of trading for you, or maybe even give you something to pass down to your family? So folks, go ahead and type that answer into the chat if you could. I would love to see some of these answers here. And I'm actually going to read some of these here in just a few moments. But trading, frankly, it really has changed my life personally. And I want to go ahead and hear what it would do for you if you were able to, again, target those six figures in trading income from your own personal trading in 2026. Maybe again, it would free you up to be able to spend some more time with family, just like you can see Chuck enjoying here, or potentially going around and traveling around the world, visiting some, maybe exotic destinations. You can see Chuck enjoying some time here at the Opera House in Sydney, Australia, right there. Or maybe even you'll fulfill a childhood dream and drive the car that you've always wanted. Perhaps even this, maybe even give back, put your money towards a charitable cause that's near and dear to your heart, just like you can see shown here. But again, like I said earlier, there's no wrong answers here. Whatever it would free you up to do, whatever it would give you the freedom and flexibility to do, the possibilities are limitless here. I would just really love just to hear what this would help you do. Now, folks, when you go ahead and join the private wealth group, again, we're going to be doing everything in our power to help you succeed. But here's the thing, our team, we can't help you until you take that first step. You have to first take action, take that first step yourself. So folks, go ahead and click that link in the chat. Go ahead and get your application process started. So again, click the link in the chat. You can also go to tradewins.com/PWG to go ahead and get your application in process. Or again, you can call our team with the number highlighted in the upper right-hand corner of your screen right there. And remember, I'm going to be giving you a special gift again for anyone that applies to the private wealth group here today. And it's going to be our #1 trading strategy for what we are anticipating could be pretty very likely a pretty volatile year in the market. And again, this volatility report is going to be absolutely yours for free, just for exploring and applying to the private wealth group here today. So make sure, go ahead and get your application in so you can get your hands on this volatility report, see how we're targeting opportunity in the market here this year. And again, when you apply for the private wealth group here today, we're going to be sending you the strategy guide again, absolutely for free. It's yours if you go ahead and apply today. Now, here's actually a few potential trade setups that we're monitoring right here, right now for our current private wealth group members. So again, like I said, I'm not going to get into the actual specifics of the specific trade setup, but just looking at Google right here, this is, of course, Alphabet Inc. Ticker is GOGL. You probably know Google pretty well. It's one that needs a little introduction, but you can see just a very, very strong trend that is formed here for Alphabet in recent months. This is one that was really kind of trading tough over a little over a year ago, kind of getting left behind in the AI bull market, but really coming out of the lows of last year, this stock has just continued to trade higher relentlessly. You can see it breaking out to multiple series of new all-time highs, including just recently. The stock just earlier this month broke out to several new all-time highs, got a little overbought, pulled back to the middle Keltner channel, which is those blue lines that are on the chart. You can see it pulled back to that middle channel there, signaling that it had cooled off. It had the needed consolidation that needed to occur after the big leg higher it had taken since mid-December. And now the stock is starting to reaccelerate higher. So that stock is now pushing back up against those all-time highs, looking to challenge those. And, it certainly looks like this bullish trend here for Google is not done yet. So that's one that we're watching very closely here for our members. And then the other one is for FedEx Corp, kind of changing directions, very different than Google here, but nonetheless a very strong trend here for FedEx. So you can see the ticker here is FDX. You probably know FedEx very well as also, but you can see, stock that, had kind of muted trading to begin last year. It was pretty choppy, kind of consolidating sideways for much of last year. But finally, as the stock got into about, mid-October, it really started to get constructive, started to break out to that series of higher highs and higher lows. And really did look back ever since. You can see it's continued on through the end of last year, and that bullish momentum has continued into this year as well. The stock continued to break out to several new 52-week highs in just the first couple trading weeks of this year. Again, got a little overheated, needed to pull back a little bit. It's done exactly that, pulled back to that middle Keltner channel there. It's now been trading sideways, and now is starting to get constructive again, looking to take another leg higher, continuing this recent bullish action. So that's the second setup there. I wanted to share those two with you. Again, just as a free gift to you just for attending today's session. Wanted to get those trade ideas in front of you. Now, again, the full actual trade setups of how we're actually looking to trade these, how we're actually looking to get some exposure in the private wealth group. Again, those specific details are only for our private wealth group members. So if you want to get your hands on that information, you have to go ahead, get your application in, get accepted to the private wealth group, and then we'll certainly be sharing that info with you as soon as you get signed up. So those are the two setups, though. Wanted to make sure we covered those in depth, just talking about kind of what we're seeing. But With all that said, we are just about out of time for today's presentation, and we've covered a lot of ground here today. Myself, Nathan, we've covered a lot here today, so I want to give you a quick recap of everything that we've talked about here today. So, folks, this is your exclusive invitation to go ahead and apply for consideration in the private wealth group right here today during this presentation. And again, the goal for 2026 is to target 6 figures in trading income from your trading. Of course, this is going to be dependent on the size of your own personal trading account. Of course, that's certainly an important variable there. But again, Chuck, he's done it multiple times with multiple different accounts. We've shown you some of those examples here today of when he's been able to do this himself. And during your application process, again, you're going to be hearing about the incredible track records of the services that are included inside of the private wealth group, some of which we've shared with you here today during today's presentation. You're also be getting the details on the in-person live event in beautiful Monterey, California, where we have a chance to meet the optioneering team. And on top of that, just for applying, again, we're going to send you our brand new volatility report absolutely for free, just for taking your time here today to go ahead and apply to the private wealth group. And again, remember, you cannot just simply buy your way into the private wealth group. There's no online checkout page for this. You have to go ahead and apply first and apply for consideration to get accepted. And again, space is going to be limited. I know we've had pretty good attendance here. I know we talked the other day, Nathan. We had a lot of good response. So space is going to be limited. So make sure if you want to go ahead and apply for the private wealth group, make sure to call or click now to go ahead and apply. And, like I said, we're just about wrapped up with today's presentation, but we figured a great way to conclude things today would be actually to field a couple questions from the chat. We always love these Q&As. We'd love to hear from you. I know you posted a lot of answers in the chat just a few moments ago, so definitely going to read those here soon. But also, if you have any questions, like I said, we covered a lot of ground. I'm sure you probably have a few questions, regarding, different aspects of what we talked about here today. So go ahead and post those questions in the chat. We'll definitely hop into those here in just about 60 seconds. But before we hop into those, did have a couple just kind of common questions we want to go over here just briefly. And so the first one is regarding, in the private wealth group, the trade ideas and setups that you'll get access to. Are they retirement account friendly? The answer is absolutely yes. So the trades are IRA and retirement account friendly, and you can certainly, of course, obviously trade these in most standard regular brokerage accounts as well. Certainly check with your broker. They obviously would have the final say, and just check with them. But they are retirement account friendly. I know Chuck has done a lot of his trading in his own IRA over the years. I know in my personal retirement accounts, I've done some trading in there as well. The exact same types of these setups. The most crucial thing is just having the options trading clearance that is required for the specific type of trade. So just wanted to throw that out there, answer that question, because I'm sure there's a lot of folks that are probably thinking about that there. And the second one is this. It's regarding, is it okay to start small, or do I have to come to the table with, a 6-figure or 7-figure account? And the answer is this. It's absolutely okay to start small. There's no, required starting balance. We don't say you have to come to the table with a 6 or 7-figure trading account or bigger or anything like that. There's no hardline requirement like that. This private wealth group, it is an exclusive trading group, but it's designed for traders, of all different experience levels, whether beginner or very experienced. It's a great opportunity for traders of all experience levels, and it's totally okay if you're coming to the table starting small. And one of the reasons for this regarding, say, a smaller starting balance is that many of the trade setups that we spot and send out to our members in those alerts, they're often just a few $100s per trade setup if you're taking, say, just one contract of it. So it's a very great opportunity for those starting off with smaller account sizes. And then finally is this one here, is kind of revolving around how private wealth group members, how many trade opportunities and trade ideas are they going to get access to, pending market conditions, whether the market's going up or say maybe not going up, maybe in a pretty severe sell-off and bear market, or maybe in one of these kind of choppy sideways consolidating markets we get from time to time as well. Is the private wealth group really more angled towards, a preferred market condition, or is it, more, we still going to get plenty of trade opportunities, despite what the market's doing in the backdrop? And the answer is that the private wealth group, it has a playbook for any type of market condition, whether markets are in a very powerful bullish, uptrend, whether they're in a, kind of protracted bear market, or even if we are in one of those consolidating markets, we have a game plan, we have a playbook to find opportunities in any of those different types of market backdrops. So regardless of what the market is doing, you will be receiving trading setups that are, spotted to, have great opportunity in those different setups, regardless of what the market is doing. So I wanted to throw that out there as well, because, especially given that we're expecting some volatility on the horizon this year, after the three consecutive really strong years that we've had, it's certainly possible that we could continue to trade up from here and have another double-digit green year. It's certainly possible. Nobody has a crystal ball and can't predict that, right? But we are expecting some volatility, and it's great because within the private wealth group, we'll be sending out to our members those opportunities that are, specially tailored to perform well, have a high probability of performing well in those different environments. So just wanted to cover that. And so this is actually our final slide right here. So I think this would be a great time, Nathan, to go ahead and welcome Helene back into the room here. I know she's been answering some questions along the way in the chat. And then you can go ahead and start fielding some of these questions.
Yeah, and if you guys actually don't mind, sorry to jump in there. I'm going to jump on the phone with some of these calls coming in. We've got the phones are ringing off the hook here. Helene, thank you. Blaine, I'll let you guys take it from here.
Yeah, sounds great, Nathan. Yep, appreciate it. Thank you so
Nate.
much.
Great job, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Same to you.
Okay, Blaine, we do have a ton of questions, so let's go ahead and jump on into some of these, start answering them. I know people are really excited to get in on the $100,000 trading income challenge. So can you just highlight again what exactly that offer is today? So if you apply, I remember there's a volatility report, there's an indicator scanner. Can you kind of talk about that for a second?
Yeah, without a doubt. So, today kind of served several different purposes. One, we're opening up a special window for folks to go ahead and apply to our private wealth group. We don't always have applications open for this. So we opened up a very special and exclusive window to go ahead and apply to the private wealth group. Now, kind of simultaneously with that, we're also kicking off this week our 100K trading income challenge for 2026. And so this is just a challenge we are putting out there for our members. It's something we're kind of challenging ourselves toward for our private wealth group members, and it's trying to target 100K in trading income for 2026. Based off these alerts. So that's the trading income challenge. Again, it's for only just for the members for our private wealth group. And again, to speak to some of the other points you mentioned, when you go ahead and just apply today, you're going to go ahead. Once you only apply, you don't have to get accepted for this. You only just have to apply. You're going to get the free volatility report, which is going to include kind of more details about our market outlook for this year, and specifically some of the strategies that we're using, that we think are going to be the best fit to target some of these income opportunities this year in the market. And then, of course, once you apply and get accepted, and you join the private wealth group, as another bonus thrown on top of that, you're going to be getting that co-pilot indicator, that algo-based trading tool that we talked about earlier that is incredibly helpful for us. We love it. We use it all the time. So you'll get that thrown in absolutely for free as a bonus when you join the private wealth group today.
Nice. Awesome. Okay. And I think real quick, I'm going to show everybody that bonus indicator scanner that they could get today if they apply and are accepted in. And as a reminder, it's usually sold by our team for $2,000. And so if you apply and you're accepted today, this is a free bonus. Totally free, and you have lifetime access to this as well. So Blaine, I'm just going to share my screen real quick.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
Go ahead and show everybody this. One moment here.
Yeah, Helene, I really appreciate you pulling this up to show it, because I think this will really even further drive home to folks how great of a trading tool this is and how neat it is. So go ahead and kind of give us a bit of a demo here.
Yeah, and just the value that we're providing today is really really one of a kind. It's something that we're really going above and beyond, it seems like, today with this offering to get people into the private wealth group, get them trading alongside of us. And so here is that bonus indicator that we're offering today, only for for members that are able to apply and get accepted today into the private wealth group. And this is a very special premium indicator, and it's based off of the power trend system. So we took the power trend system and then we took it a step further. We optimized it. We used the help of AI and some other tools to really turbocharge this indicator. And then we rigorously tested it, traded it, made sure that it was, as strong as it possibly could be to find the strongest trades in the market. And this is the end result of all that hard work. It really was months of work that went into this. And so, and if not that, actually years, because, the base of this is the powertrain system. So it's an amazing bonus today. As I said, if you apply and are accepted, you get this for free for lifetime access. And as you can see, these green arrows, that's a buy signal. You get 2 profit targets for every single buy signal, as well as a stop loss, and a couple additional lower studies as well. But this indicator is so incredible at targeting, as I said, those top movers, those strongest stocks in the market. As you can see, MU absolutely took off. We can see 2 buy signals here back in December for MU. And at the time, the stock was trading right around to what? Let's
It was
see,
about 250. I was going to stop you, Helene. I was going to say,
250.
you're telling me that Copilot was able to spot. I mean, MU was already in a really great trend, had run a long ways.
Yeah.
That might have kind of scared some folks given the huge gains it had, running into last year. But you can see Copilot, it spotted these 2 buy signals clearly shown on the chart there when the stock was back around 250. Right before this massive up leg happened. I mean, you can
Yeah.
see it gave you 2 entry opportunities right there. If you missed the first one, you had the second one shortly
Exactly.
thereafter. And then, my goodness, look at the run the stock went on. It was around 250, and now it's
Yeah.
starting to push up against 450 on the chart. It's up to about 430 now. I mean, just gosh, what a monster run MU's had since those buy signals.
Absolutely. And so you're able to look up any stock, look at those recent buy signals. There's also a scanner involved that shows you every stock that's on a buy signal today. So there's no guessing. So this is an incredible tool. It's one that our team uses every day when we're looking at different opportunities and assessing them. So it really is a behind the scenes, like all-inclusive access sort of deal with this bonus. But once again, you can only get access to this if you apply today and you're accepted into the private wealth group. Blaine, I'm gonna let you take over the screen share again.
Yeah, sure thing. Let me go ahead and do
Unless
that.
you wanted me to just, unless you wanted me to.
No, this is great. I
Okay.
appreciate you continuing to walk through the Copilot demo there. I think it's really good just to kind of take a deeper dive into, one of the free things that they'll be, folks will be getting when they go ahead and join the private wealth group today after they apply. So, I mean, it's just an, incredible, really incredible trading tool there. Again, like you said, we find so much value in it. We use it all the time in our own personal trading and for spotting some of the opportunities, that we send out to the members. So really appreciate you sharing that there.
Of course, and Gordon said, is Copilot available for TradingView as well? Yes, it is. We did
It is.
recently go ahead and make sure that it was available on TradingView as well, because I know not everyone likes Thinkorswim. Totally get it. It is available. It looks a little bit different, but it's the same thing.
Yep, exactly. Yep.
Now,
Yeah, that's a
Blaine,
really
we
good
had
question.
questions. How much money do you need to start with in your trading account to take advantage of the private wealth group today?
Yeah, it's always a great question. It's one that comes up a lot, and
Mhm.
kind of somewhat spoke to this one earlier. But there's no hard line, account limit or size or balance that you have to start with to join the private wealth group. There's no hard line balance requirement there. I will say, it is helpful to you say at least maybe starting off with $5,000, $10,000.
Mhm.
So we say it's helpful to start off with that. It's certainly not a requirement. We only say it's helpful just from the perspective of being able to take positions in multiple of the different trade ideas and setups that you'll get access to just for simple diversification purposes, just as a risk management tool there, just for the diversification, just so that the entire account is not put into one trade. Certainly, obviously, that's up to your discretion, so totally up to you. But just something that we personally wouldn't do. We wouldn't put our entire account into just one trade. But yeah, we say generally, minimum. It's good to have about $5,000 to $10,000, but again, not a requirement.
Okay, wonderful. Now, if you were completely new to options trading, is this something that you could enter into and take advantage of.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, like I was saying earlier, the private wealth group is really tilted towards, giving a great experience to traders, whether, you're a beginner and really new to trading, maybe never even placed an options trade before, or whether you're really experienced, kind of seasoned veteran trading. It's really tailored to both. It's a great opportunity for traders of all backgrounds and experience levels. The trade setups, there's multiple different strategies, some that are maybe a little more comfortable for beginners, some that are maybe a little more suited for a more seasoned vet that's trading. But regardless, you're going to have access to our complimentary support team. We're going to be there to answer any questions you might have. So we're there to help you. We want you to learn. We want to help educate you in your own trading so that you understand how these strategies work and how to spot these setups, things like that. We want to help you learn. And on top of that, you have a ton of great educational materials that you'll get access to as soon as you join the private wealth group as well. So, it's a great opportunity for traders out there, whether like I said, really experienced or maybe never even had placed a trade before.
Awesome. Awesome. Now, the one more question that we had in here was, can this be traded in the retirement account?
Okay, yeah. So this is one that we kind of mentioned earlier as well. So it absolutely, these trade setups, they can be traded in most major brokers that offer retirement accounts. Most of the major platforms out there. Of course, just check with your own platform. Certainly, don't want to speak for them, but again, like Chuck, myself, we've taken a lot of the trades. And these the exact type of trade setups in our own personal retirement accounts. The real key there is just having the required options trading clearance. That's all they require of you. And again, in my own personal experience, is not super difficult in order to try and get that set up. But again, just check with the broker, see what their requirements are, kind of what that process looks like. But yes, these trade alerts they can be taken in most major brokerage and retirement accounts.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, Blaine, with that, I know that you're busy. The market's open. I know there's a lot going on today, especially ahead of some big earnings. So
Oh yeah.
I'm going to let you get back to it. I'm going to take over from here. I'm going to keep answering questions for those of you that are still in here. So if you have any more questions, go ahead, put them into the chat. I'll start answering them once Blaine signs off. But Blaine, thank you so much. I know everyone's really, really excited to get in on the application process and get in line to see if they can be accepted into the private wealth group today. So thank you so much again.
Yeah, without a doubt. No, I was really excited to be here. Super excited to be able to talk about the private wealth group. Have this application window opened up for folks again here today. I truly hope to see a lot of you be able to sign up and join the private wealth group here today. So thank you so much for being here. Also, I can't express to you how appreciative we are of you all taking some time out of your busy day to join us here. But with that, again, thanks so much for being here. Hope you really enjoyed today's presentation. I really hope to see a lot of you apply and get accepted to the private wealth group so we can start working with you and helping you kind of learn, educate you about the markets, help you spot some of these great setups, just like we mentioned here in today's call. So again, thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed today's call. And until next time, I hope you have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you back here soon.
Awesome. And then now everyone that is still in the room, please go ahead if you have not yet, share whatever questions that you have in that chat. I'm going to jump into your questions here in just a moment, but I'm going to review once again what we went over today. It is the $100,000 Trading Income Challenge, and your chance to apply to join the private wealth group, where as a member, you get access to not only trade alerts that are emailed and texted directly to you, but a tremendous amount of educational material so that you can learn the strategies behind these trade alerts. And then you can even, if you want, go and seek out more trades on your own. In addition to that, we have our support team, email and phone support. We have a ton of extra bonuses, a volatility report, how our team is taking on volatility in 2026, as well as that amazing bonus today that they're only offering for this promotion, which is a $2,000 indicator scanner. Once again, we typically sell this. It's a $2,000 product, indicator and scanner that you get for free only if you apply and are accepted today. And once again, that indicator, it's based off of Chuck uses Power Trend system. And what our team did was we took that Power Trend system, that proven strategy that has been tested and proven over a number of years, decades of trading, and we took it to the next level. We optimized it. With AI's help and some other trading tools, we were able to improve that indicator further. And then we tested it and used it rigorously and confirmed that it is just an awesome, awesome indicator for finding the strongest buy signals in the market. And so the indicator scanner works on Thinkorswim and TradingView, and you were able to analyze trades. It gives you profit targets for buy signals. It gives you stop losses. It gives you, stocks are on buy signals every single day. In a rare case, there isn't one, but usually there are a handful of buy signals every single day. And this is a free value for those that apply and are accepted today. So that's an additional bonus that you get only if you apply and are accepted today into the private wealth group. A couple of those questions: what's that minimum account size to take advantage of the private wealth group? Ideally, $5,000 minimum account size. Are you able to trade it in a retirement account? It really depends on your specific broker. I know that Chuck and our team, they do trade within their retirement account, but it really just is dependent on your individual broker if you're able to. Now, when do these alerts go out? It can be any time in the day, but the nice thing is that we are swing traders, position traders, and so these are not day trades. You don't need to get in and out of these trades within a minute or two or seconds of the alerts coming out. Typically, anytime during the day that it goes out or even the following day is fine for these trades. We always say 50% of the time your pricing is going to be better than ours, just depending on what that stock does or ETF. So just a couple of good things to note there. Let's see. Donald, thank you guys. Oh, Donald, for your question, I'm just gonna have you call our team for help with that. But I just want to thank everyone so, so much for their time today. We are so appreciative of you all being here live with us and for your interest in the private wealth group. And we hope that you're able to get signed up and that you apply and you're accepted and you can get signed up today. But if you have not yet, here's the phone number: 1-310-647-5664. Or if you can't call in, you go to tradewinds.com/PWG. But once again, that best way to apply is by calling 1-310-647-5664. If you have any questions at all, anything that I missed, you can also call them. They are happy to answer them. They're waiting there with their phones. So go ahead, give them a call and ask them whatever questions you have, and they can help you get your questions answered and get set up. But with that, everyone, thank you so, so much again for your time today. We're so appreciative of you being here. I hope to see you in the member portal and at our live event in Monterey. But thank you all so much. I hope you have a great rest of your day. And thank you again for joining us.